Okay, so this week, there's a lot of interesting sneakers dropping this week, especially if you've been in the sneaker game for a long time and you're not here just for a good time. If you love this culture, I mean, like you really love this culture, then there's some good stuff here. And also, if you're an NFL fan. So let's get right into it. So first up, we have Nike's NFL Rivalry Pack. And it's going to feature the Air Max 90 draped in the colors of teams from the NFC West and the AFC East. I mean, it's the Niners and really everybody else, so do with this information what you will. Basically, they're all going to drop on the tip, and they're all going to cost you $145. First up, we have the 49ers colorway, which I really, really like. Then you have the Los Angeles Rams, which actually looks pretty dope. I'm starting to kind of like those colors a little bit more. You have the Seattle Seahawks colorway, which it's okay, nothing crazy there. The Arizona Cardinals, which that's a good colorway there as well. They really did a good job with those. I really like the way those pop. For those that love the Buffalo Bills, you can grab them in this simple white and blue colorway. Like that's pretty much the most simple of the colorways there. You also have the Miami colorway. If you're a Dolphins fan, you can rock those. Not mad at those, not mad at that. The Miami love always gets love around here. And then you have the New England Patriots, which if you're a Patriots fan, I wonder if you're just a Brady fan that's a leftover, or do you actually really like the Patriots? And finally, we have the Jets colorway. This colorway, it's so muted, and like I'm a little disappointed, but that's kind of what you expect from the Jets. So, you know, touche. Anyway, next up on the agenda, we've got something coming from the folks over at Jordan Brand. We have the women's Air Jordan 11 Pearl. This is going to drop on the 11th for $245. So this Air Jordan 11 Retro that's part of the 30th anniversary celebration is the women's exclusive Pearl colorway that will only be available for up to women's size 12. So fellas, if you're a size 10 and a half and above, you're just going to have to take an L on this one. And according to several outlets, it might be out of your hands anyway because they are supposedly very, very rare. But I do like the way that they look. That's a really nice looking colorway. Moving on to the Adidas Harden Volume 9. This is the Uno colorway, under no one, not the game Uno. So those are going to be on the 11th. They're going to cost you $180. So your kids or nephews or nieces may have already let you know that the Zootopia sequel is dropping Thanksgiving weekend. So here's some Crocs clogs featuring Judy Hopps in both classic and platform style. So you have this colorway. This is the Officer Hopps colorway. This is going to be on the 11th for $75. And then you have the lined platform clog, Judy Hopps, is going to be on the 11th as well for $75. For you Kobe fans, we have the Nike Kobe 6 Pro Tro Caitlin Clark PE. This is the light armory blue colorway. It's going to drop on the 12th for $200. Yes, you heard that right. $200. The Clayton Clark tax is popping, man. Just kidding. Of course. Kinda. Maybe. Caitlin has nothing to do with the current economic climate, but her name being attached to a Kobe Protro does mean sneakerheads will be paying more than the non-Caitlin variety, whether it's retail or resale, but that's just what you have to expect when you have a star that's as big as Caitlin is. Now, first revealed in Fortnite, all the way back in February, the retro of the Nike Baltoro is here in a variety of colorways that is found to appeal to somebody from the 90s kids who's looking for that nostalgia hit, to something a little more modern and brown and navy, to a timeless black and gold. There's a good mix of them. I like the multicolor pair. I think it's the dopest of them. So you have the bright spruce, fruit punch, and celestial gold and kumquat colorway. That's the one that I really like. That's going to be dropping on the 13th for $145. This colorway just looks absolutely beautiful. Like that yellow is so good. It just really pulls out the rest of the colors in the sneakers, at least to me it does. Then you can also get it in the Baroque Brown colorway, or in Midnight Navy. I should say Baroque Brown and Midnight Navy. Green there, but I don't know, it just doesn't look as good. And then you have this colorway, which is kind of plain, which is the black and metallic gold. But this is the colorway you wear if you're actually going to hike in these things, which I wouldn't do. I would just wear them because I think they look cool. For the kids, we have the Nike Sabrina 3 Flowers. This is going to be on the 13th for $105. Very cool colorway. I really like the way that green kind of pops. I'm really into green this week for some reason. Not sure, but I'm being very judgy about it as well. For you Vomero fans, the Vomero Premium is dropping in Hyper Pink on the 13th for $230. This is one of the best sneakers of 2025, even though it didn't get a lot of recognition. I think people, once they get these on their feet, they're going to be blown away. Again, those are $230, and then you can also get them in black and Volt for the same price, $230. For you New Balance fans, we have the 997 made in the USA. This is in dried apricot and calcium. What a colorway. These are dropping on the 13th for $180. And if you're a big 997 fan, this is the pair you should probably add to your rotation, especially as we head directly into fall. Now, Vans. They were at ComplexCon, and man, have they been on a roll lately. It's possible that these new colorways for the old school 36 with vibrant tooling could be next in line when it comes to hype sneakers. I'm just putting that out there just in case you're thinking of just waiting for these to drop in price or hit the outlets. So you have the old school 36 Vibram Floral that's going to cost you $160 on the 13th. And then you have the distressed pair, which looks a little beat up and kind of torn up, again on the 13th for $145 as well. Shout out to Vibram. They kill it in the sneaker game. One block down, they have a Timberland collab on the 6-inch lace-up waterproof boot Earth. This is going to be on the 13th for $225. They also have Water on the 13th for $225, and then they have Sky on the 13th for $225. These are all collabs. I will be honest, I'm not a Timberland boot kind of guy. My West Coast weather just doesn't permit it. There's no reason for me to wear these, but if you need a weatherproof Timberland, you've got 3 different options here. That blue one isn't bad though, if I'm gonna be honest. I could probably see myself rocking that blue one. Maybe to a Rams game, who knows? Jordan Brand, they're having a pretty small, I shouldn't say small, a restock of retros on November 14th on Nike.com. It's not like the top tier stuff, and honestly, you can probably still find some of these things in stores right now, but it might be convenient for those of you who aren't close to a Nike flagship store or a Foot Locker to give you a decent selection of Jordan retros. So first up, we have the Air Jordan 1 UNC Reimagined. This is going to be on the 14th for $180. You also have the Air Jordan 11 Low Igloo on the 14th for $195. For you Air Jordan 3 fans, we have the we have the Pure Money Jordan 3. This is going to be on the 14th for $205. And then one of my favorite series that's happening this year is the Rare Air, and that's going to be on the Air Jordan 3 on the 14th for $210. Now, for you big old school sneakerheads, for you old time sneakerheads, we have the Nike Air Max Uptempo in black and Volt. That's going to drop on the 14th for $70. And again, I'm a big fan of the Uptempo. The green, I don't know if it's not working in this one. It's more fluorescent than green to me. Doesn't work for me, but for those that love it, you can grab those for $170. We have the Nike Dunk Low in Off Noir. This is going to be on the 14th for $125. Now, for your Reebok fans, Angel Reese is back with new colorways. So we have the Given Grace, which is a clean off-white pair that is meant to represent Reese's journey and the grace she has to have for herself and for others, while the King Tiago Reese is based on her Yorkie of the same name. Both of those pairs are going to cost you $120. So if you have a Yorkie, that's your style. If you want to have Grace, that's the one for you. Now, next up, the Air Jordan 1 Retro Low OG Chicago. This is dropping on the 15th for $150. This is an interesting drop. When the Air Jordan 1 Retro Low OG Chicago debuted in 2016, it was a failure at retail. Jokes were made about buying these on the cheap and always wearing them with pants so you can pass them off as the way more expensive highs. Its return in 2025 missed out on the pandemic era insanity over Jordan 1 lows and highs. So I'll be interested to see if it's another situation of bad timing or people just being over J's. It'll be really interesting to see how these pop off. For you Ja fans, we have the Daybreak colorway. This is going to drop on the 15th for $125. Again, one of, in my opinion, the most exciting sneakers that's out right now is the Ja 3. From the colorways to the style of the shoe, it's just doing something different that you don't see with other sneakers, and I'm really happy that Nike is taking that angle with that shoe. For you ballers, we have the Nike GT Cut 3 Turbo. This is the Juju Watkins PE. Shout out to USC. This is going to drop on the 15th for $210. Now, if you're not willing to pay for the Caitlin tax, you can always jump on the bandwagon for the next big thing in college hoops, Juju Watkins of USC. Her GT Cut 3 Turbo PE can be yours for $210. They're really making us pay to support these women, man. At least the GT Cut 3 Turbo is priced at $210, and then there's not a Juju bump, but whew, man, they are not playing around with these prices. $210. It is what it is. All right. Next up, we have the Adidas Anthony Edwards 2, and this is going to be in the Lucid Red colorway. This is really more black and white than Lucid Red. So after debuting with a handful of colorful drops to kick off the launch of the AE2, we're starting to see some more basic colorways that will end up being on more Hoopers' feet because of their versatility. So this one is going to cost you $130 when it drops on the 15th. Now, for you old school cartoon fans, SpongeBob SquarePants Adidas Stan Smith Freezy It. This is gonna drop on the 15th for $140. At first glance, this dress shoe take on the Stan Smith has a ton of wear these to a fancy event energy. However, upon closer inspection, you'll be treated to the best fry chef in bikini bottom with SpongeBob iconography on the tongue, the tab, and the sock liner. And I think I want these. I don't need them, but I want them. And finally, we have the Adidas Bad Bunny Mercedes AMG Petronas Formula One Team Adidas Addy Racer GT. This is going to be on the 16th for $160. Undoubtedly one of the longest titles ever for a sneaker, and I botched it. This collab between Bad Bunny, Mercedes F1, and Adidas is this unique take on the classic Addy Racer that's got plenty of Benito's branding alongside the Mercedes F1 gear. So it's a pretty cool collab if you're into F1 or if you're into the silhouette as a whole, or really if you're into Bad Bunny or any of the three. Anyway, this one rocks. Anyway, as always, guys, I appreciate you. My name is Jacques Slade. If you like this video, maybe you should check out one of these because YouTube thinks that you're gonna like one of these videos. And I think you're gonna like them too. So click on them and let me know. Let me know if there's something that I missed down in the comments below. As always, I appreciate you. I'm Jacques Slade, and I'll see you guys soon. Peace.